I was born and raised California. I started out over in Rialto, and that's where I pretty much grew up my entire life until I ended up in Rim of the World up in Lake Arrowhead. That's where I graduated high school. I did a lot of football and wrestling when I was up there. From there, it kind of got me into, I did a lot of warehousing and automotive work while I was up there. And it kind of got me into the working field for warehousing. Granted, I started with automotive, ended up in a little tire shop up there in Crestline, a little mom and pop dealership because there wasn't very many things up there. So it was kind of cool. And then moved down the hill down into Hemet. And when I was there, that's when I started working with heavily in warehousing. So I worked with Amazon and Weber Logistics. Weber Logistics is where I got my first superintendent position. I was a supervisor for Weber Logistics, helped open up some of the buildings over in Eastville that they purchased. And then I had my daughter right around that time. And that's when I decided that I needed to do something a little different. Warehousing was taking up a lot of time, 6 days a week, 12 hours. It was a lot. And I missed out on a lot of my daughter growing up. So I wanted to change. And, my father was always city work. That's how he was born and raised. And he'd work from 18 all the way until he retired. And I started kind of following in those footsteps. And I ended up landing the position in San Jacinto back in, I think it was 2016. And then just from there, I started going back to school, got my bachelor's in business administrative management. And then I got to Calamasa a little over a year ago as a superintendent. And that's where I'm at right now.